microphone is powerful. Come to the front, take your seat. We're getting started now. Presentation is about to start. For everyone who's new here, we have a presentation, a program approximately from 8 till 9. And then you can go back to the bar and enjoy. Try to sit down. I know it's cold. I know it's been a long day. Raining a lot yesterday, raining a lot today. But it's good to see you. I see everyone is almost here, so welcome to Crypto Malta! I want to take this opportunity to apologize to you all for the rain. But when I was checking my portfolio 2 days ago, I couldn't stop the tears. And ever since it was raining until today. No, it was really terrible, and I'm glad to see you in this rain. You are the real OGs. You made it through the rain, and you made it to some kind of like deep talk, because tonight we are going to talk about Avalanche. Avalanche is a blockchain ecosystem. It's a layer 1 with a lot of layer 1s inside of it. Selim is going to tell us all about it. It's, for me, a personal happy moment, because Selim has been living in Malta, then participated in one of our quizzes, scored the first prize, a hardware wallet, and then he said, I'm going to leave tomorrow, goodbye. 1 year later, he came back with funding for his project, L1 Beat. He's also going to mention this today, but really, for us, this is kind of like the first moment where we want to bootstrap an Avalanche community. Who here is familiar with Avalanche? Up with the hands. Listen, there are some Avalanche OGs in Malta, and they've been having a hard time during the past 2 or 3 years, but the tech is still kicking. If you are following CryptoHop on Instagram, on Twitter, on Telegram, on the website, or wherever you look at us, you will see that we are posting something about a new grant program that was launched today by Avalanche. So for everyone who's interested in building, there's up to $1 million in grants in this round, but Selim already told me there might be like a bigger opportunity to scale this up. Anyway, I'm babbling a bit about Avalanche. And the reason why I'm also so excited about this is because Avalanche is not a Turkish blockchain project, but a lot of the activity is happening in Turkey. As the founder of Avalanche is originally from Turkey. I think he's a Stanford graduate or some Cornell, some big time genius. But originally he's from Turkey. So much of the activity is happening there. And our ambition is always to build bridges to other communities, but also to other countries. The architecture of Avalanche that is about interoperability and connectivity cries out for this on a blockchain level, but really I would be so happy to connect Malta to Turkey, both when it comes to the tech, but also to other opportunities. And tonight could be the start of this. Okay, I don't have the CryptoHop laptop connected here, but we were just about to announce something else. That is our website. And in the future, everyone who was a speaker here or is representing a project can be represented on the front end of the website. In the back end, one day, there will be some opportunity for some tokenomics, for some voting, for some DAO stuff that we're trying to build there. And Avalanche will definitely be part of it. Okay, I've been talking a lot now. Been talking a lot. Anybody here has some questions? Okay, no questions there. I guess then it's pretty straightforward what we are going to do. Selim is going to give a presentation. There is a Q&A, and then there will be open networking at the bar. Maybe I just say one word where we are. Those who have been here before know it, but maybe some of you don't. Physically, we are at Soho office. It's a co-working space where you can register your company if you want, or come to work out, as there's a gym and a small spa area with a sauna and a cold plunge in the first floor, offices in the second and the third floor, and here on the fourth floor is the event location where we are talking about blockchain technology every Wednesday with a tiny, cute Valletta view. So enjoy it while we have a cozy time in the rain. And before I forget about it, little shout out to our sponsors, the Bit Research. They are a non-custodial trading firm, I hope, a non-proprietary trading firm. But really what they do is they have bleeding edge research, mostly in DeFi. So if you're a trader or if you're a builder and you want to build a new tool or you want to level up what you're doing, go and talk to the Bit Research. Two of the directors are here today, back in the back there, Dirk, hello, and Fran sitting in the front. And especially if you're from Avalanche, because as I understand, Avalanche has a great code base, great tech, price has been dragging a lot, but maybe there is still some opportunity there. Anyway, I am done with my announcements here. It is time to give the stage to Selim from L1 Beat and Avalanche Team 1. Selim.
So, hello everyone. I am Selim. I am building L1 Beat. Maybe some of you heard about L2 Beat. It's a similar approach to blockchain transparency, and also I'm working on data indexing special to Avalanche and its L1 chains. And tonight I will mostly talk about Avalanche architecture and what's the difference with other architectures with the other chains. Avalanche has a multi-chain architecture. You can build your chain. It's basically your chain, your rules. You can build your chains with your custom virtual machine and a lot of customization, but your chain is basically connected to Avalanche main chain, primary network. And there is less fragmentation on the liquidity because we don't use trusted bridges between the L1s. It's all interconnected, and every chain has their own validator set, and because of this architecture, it's much more safer than any kind of sidechain architecture because we don't use trusted bridges. So I have a little bit technical presentation. In first generation, we saw Bitcoin. Bitcoin was at first it was like a money, but currently it's mostly a store of value. It doesn't support smart contracts. We can just send Bitcoins, not too much, like not two different options you have on Bitcoin. And later we saw Ethereum. Ethereum introduced smart contracts in our life, and that was the game changer for this ecosystem at first. With that smart contracts, you can execute your transactions without trusting anybody, any institution or anything. It's a completely decentralized network. And in generation 3, we have Avalanche and some blockchains like Polkadot, Cosmos. They offer multi-chain architectures. In Avalanche, in blockchains we measure performance, mostly throughput and finality. And throughput you can imagine like an highway, and when you put more lanes to your highway, you have more throughput, more transactions that chain can handle. And time to finality is basically after time to finality reach, your transactions cannot be irreversible. So that metric is very important because finalization is a very important topic on blockchain because your transaction can be reverted basically. And if we move about here, time to finality in Bitcoin is like 60 minutes. In Ethereum, in current setup, it's 2 epochs, and 2 epochs approximately, it's like 12, 13 minutes. In Avalanche, finality is sub-second because of the different structure of the consensus protocol. But today I will not really talk about the consensus protocols. Today I will mostly talk about the independent layer 1 blockchains in the network. So is there anyone heard or used any layer 2 in here? Nice. Is there anyone used any layer 1 on Avalanche? Not yet. Okay. So layer 2s basically send their transactions to layer 1 at some point. It's the most basic definition. In layer 1, in Avalanche layer 1s, L1s, we have a lot of L1 blockchains with special validator sets and virtual machines. Basically, we are connected more chains into a hub with interchain communication out of the box. We don't use any trusted bridge. You don't need to trust any bridge. You just need to trust the validator sets, and it's much distributed than the current bridge setups. The economics of congestion basically is the shared fee market. When you issue a transaction on Ethereum network, if there is a congestion, if there is a NFT mint, for example, if for example there is an NFT mint and you want to do a swap, you want to remove the liquidity for liquidity pool, or you just want to send a simple token transfer, you want to do a simple token transfer. Because of that NFT mint, some guys minting monkey pictures probably, your transaction fees also goes up because of the shared fee market. It's nice actually because it has decentralization, it's a bigger validator sets, any L1, definitely. But as a user or as a app builder, as a developer, you wouldn't want your customer to face high fees because of any application not related to you. So using a same chain for different purposes sometimes can be painful if there's a rush for something. So basically, if there's a low traffic on any chain, even Avalanche C chain, fees are low. Avalanche C chain is the main smart contract chain of the Avalanche. But if the traffic is high, gas fees are going high for everyone else. So, but what we can do with fee isolation? So, let's imagine in primary network in Avalanche C chain, we have congestion, it's busy, there's a launch or something. You can use other L1 to do your swaps or other transactions. Like we have a DeFi L1, you can go there. For example, Dexalot, you can go to Dexalot. You can use Dexalot and you can do your swaps in there without affecting any congestion in primary network. And you can still use other chains for other needs, basically. And flexible execution environments beyond the EVM is very important for developers. So in Ethereum, we have Solidity as a language, execution, basically EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. In Avalanche, we have multi-chain, and you can launch your own chain with different virtual machine. You don't need to use Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM. If you have a specific reasons, you can build your own virtual machine very easily. You can port it to the network, and you can use it with underlying Avalanche consensus protocol, which is very fast. With this flexibility, you have your own rules in your own chain. For example, let's say you are building a trading infrastructure, and Ethereum virtual machine EVM is not enough for you, not fast enough, because it's built for public purpose, like everything chain, you know. But you can create your own virtual machine as a developer for a better user experience, for better trades. You can create your own virtual machine, and you can use, for example, let's say fast trades, how you can execute more blocks. You can execute blocks more fastly. For example, we have one L1 called Dexalot. They are planning to reduce block times around 200 milliseconds. Currently, block times on Avalanche is like around 1 second to 800 milliseconds. And if you are working on trading infrastructure, 1 second is not fast enough to do trades fastly. So in this kind of situations, developers are mostly looking for more customization, but they cannot customize these things. They cannot make fast blocks on Ethereum. They cannot customize the a virtual machine on Ethereum, but they can do this on Avalanche if they go and launch their own chain. And one important thing we bring here is compliance and permissioning on a public network. So basically, some of the institutions looking for some permissioning on their chains. I talk with some institutions in Turkey, and they literally ask for how we can keep just validator set just in Turkey. All the IPs should be in Turkey. So in Avalanche, in virtualization level, with some customizations, you can easily say like, all validators should be from Turkey. All IPs should come from Turkey. Or users should do a KYC. So it's an option, of course, to do permissioning layers, but when we talk about institutions and some companies, they literally ask for this at first. They literally ask for how we can do KYCs on the users in network level, and we can do KYCs in the network level, virtual machine level on Avalanche, creating our own layer 1 blockchain on Avalanche. And these independent blockchains are not just layer 2s, basically. Layer 2s dependent on the underlying L1. They inherent latencies, L1 latencies, and fees. If fees goes up on Ethereum layer 1, all the layer 2s fees, of course, will go up. But in Avalanche, all blockchains on layer 1s is independent. They have dedicated block space and dedicated compute power and isolated free markets. So a rush in chain A doesn't affect to chain B or chain C. It's completely independent. And you can use your chain's token as a gas token, and maybe you can create some daemons. It is like different than layer 2s because you need definitely a gas token to pay gas fees on L1. So now I will show some examples on L1 bit, what kind of L1s we have actually. So I think this one is FIFA. So I'm sure everyone heard FIFA. And this summer, you will be able to buy your World Cup tickets with Avalanche L1. FIFA will issue their tickets on Avalanche. I think it's currently available. So World Cup tickets will be on chain this summer. FIFA is one of our partners. They have their own Avalanche L1, currently running with 25 validators. And we have some games and dexes. For example, Hennessy is really big in Korea. I think it's a 14 years old game. They are listed on Binance. And we have Godzilla, which is behind the off-the-grid game on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Steam. They also tokenized every asset on-chain on their own blockchain. When you play Godzilla, all the guns are NFTs. They have a game token. They have some skins. You spend your money to open boxes, hexes, and if there's a skin, you can sell it on the market like $2,000. Like last time when I see it, they sold a skin, gun skin for like a 2,000 something. It's like full ownership, or you have full ownership on blockchain. And this is actually, I think, one of the best cases for NFTs. Like this is how we can utilize NFTs. It's on chain, it's on their L1, and you can trade it without any permissioning layer or something. And one of the use cases also, we have interchain messaging between the L1s. It's little technical, but I will keep it simple. So all L1s are interconnected each other, and when you launch your layer 1, normally, if you build your own blockchain, you will need some, you need to, for example, if you want Chainlink price fees or your L1, you need to integrate with Chainlink. If you want stable coins, you have to go to Circle or Tether to issue their stable coins on your L1. And of course, they will ask for money and liquidity. But on Avalanche Layer 1, we have all the integrations in the main chain, C chain, and primary networks. You can take any integration from them to your L1 because there's a message passing protocol called Avalanche interchain messaging. You can pass any kind of data. You can pass chainlink price feeds to your L1. You can cross-chain any tokens on C-chain to your L1. You don't need stablecoin integration. Everything is on, if something is on C-chain, you can basically cross-chain it to your L1. And the biggest difference is we don't use trusted bridges in here. Trust exceptions are very different than bridges. When you issue a transaction, you issue a cross-chain transaction, all the validators of the network accepts it. So on Avalanche C-chain, we have 700 validators. And when you cross-chain a transaction, 700 validators approves it or declines. And underlying L1 also usually has smaller validator sets than Avalanche C-chain. It's usually like 5 to 10 usually because it's kind of testnet now. But we have some decentralized L1s like 200 validators, 300 validators, and it's completely decentralized, not as much as decentralized like C-chain, but this structure is quite better than any kind of bridge implementation, and that's the actual real value. You don't need bridge. You can pass any kind of data to your L1 very easily. This part is mostly for developers, but also this makes user experience better. Because, for example, we have a chain called Dexalot. I think I can open in here. Dexalot is a club Dex running on Avalanche L1. When you go to Dexalot, you don't bridge your money to their L1. They hold their liquidity on their L1. But from Avalanche C chain, you do a swap. You do just a swap. You don't know which chain are you in. But in the behind, Dexalot bridges your money to their L1, do the swap, and bridge money back to Avalanche C chain. As a user, you don't know what happened, but in 3 seconds, it bridges your money, do the swap, and come back. And because of Avalanche consensus protocol is very fast, total time around 2 to 3 seconds. Like 2 cross-chain transactions take 2 seconds, and you need to issue one. There's one swap transaction on the L1. So as a developer, this brings you a lot of opportunity. Actually, your users will not be affected any congestion on the main chain, C chain. But behind the scene, you can use your L1s, utilize it without user integration. You can do swaps without touching that chains as a user. In this kind of integrations, make user experience better. And currently, we are looking for developers for build on Avalanche. You can build L1s, you can build consumer apps, it doesn't matter. We are really looking for developers, and we have some grant programs. I will talk about it a little bit. Codebase, we have Codebase. Codebase is our accelerator program. It's 12-week accelerator program for Web3 founders. So it's mostly for early stage startups. It has 2 batches every year, and last batch was last summer. So new batch is coming this month or next month maximum. There's $1 million prize pool and $50,000 stipend per company. And welcome week is usually face-to-face, so they will invite these teams to somewhere in the world. Last year it was in UK. You will be hosted by Avalanche Foundation in the UK and spend time with Avalanche team, some networking opportunities and some investment opportunities will be shown in there. And we just introduced Build Games. Build Games is a Developer competition program. Its size is $1 million. It's 6 weeks, and it just introduced yesterday. Uh, Applications are open. You can apply and start the competition. Basically, I will share this week in the Telegram channel. You can check it. After the application process, you will pitch your uh, idea to the idea to the Avalanche Foundation and Avalanche Labs, and they want you to prototype your MVP first. After prototyping your MVP, they will give strategy and support on go-to-market strategies and other connection opportunities. Also, we have different grant programs for different purposes. We have InfraBuild AI, Retro 9 and Retro 9000. InfraBuild is basically for infrastructure. If you are building anything related to infrastructure, if you are building a blockchain wallet, if you are building an Explorer, if you are building an indexing solutions, you can apply InfraBuild program. If you are working on AI, you can apply InfraBuild AI program, and you can take a grant if your application is good. And we have Retro 9000. This is the biggest one. It's a $40 million retroactive program. Basically, first you build your application, you apply for Retro 9000. You will be listed in Retro 9000 dashboard. And why it's not working? Oh, okay, it's not opening, but there's a dashboard for the projects and community voting for the projects. So you can explore the projects as an investor, and as a developer, you can put your project in there, and community will vote for the projects. If you have enough vote and attention, Avalanche Foundation will take you in consideration as a grantee and support you. This is actually how my company L1 started. I am one of the grantees on Retro 9000 program. I won a hackathon last year, and later I applied this grant program. I built for like 6 months, and after that I got a grant support from Avalanche Foundation. And after grant support, there's a lot of networking and investment opportunities too. They connect you with the VCs and their partners. So if you get grant support, it's not the end. It's just starting off everything. So we really want to attract developers. So if you are building something cool, you can reach me out. I will send these links to our Telegram channel. You can reach me out. I can connect with you to the team. I can answer your questions about the grant programs. Also, we have Avalanche Team1. Team1 is the global network of builders, developers, creatives, gamers, and community members who grow Avalanche. We have Team1 members in, I think, 65 countries. We are organizing events. Also, this event is a Team1 event. I'm an ambassador in Team1. They have some paid positions. They are looking for university leads in every countries. If you have some connections with universities in Malta or any crypto communities in here, we can connect with Team1 and we can organize something together, and we can connect communities also, not just in Malta but also around the world. We are active in 65 countries, and we are doing a lot of cool events around the world. So basically that's it. We can take some questions, I think.
This question here.
Hi. So when you create your own L1, how do you get validators, and how do you get liquidity for the, let's assume you make a native token. How do you tap into the liquidity on C-chain?
So it depends what you are building. If you are building a DeFi app, definitely, if you are building something cool, Avalanche Foundation can support you, but also you should work on how to attract liquidity. But it depends what you are doing. But if you are asking for technical side, bridging liquidity is so easy. But if you are asking for how to attract liquidity, it definitely depends the app. For the validators, you can incentivize validators to you can incentivize people to be your validator. Basically, you can distribute a token. Every chain doing like that, like Solana, Avalanche, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Every chain has miners or validators, and giving some tokens to incentivize it. That's one of the ways. But also you can, if it's a small chain, it's like a if it's not like a really decentralized chain, if you are working on something private, you can keep our validators inside you and your company. Like you don't need to open your validator sets to everyone. It's definitely up to you. You can use proof of stake or proof of authority. Proof of stake, basically, validators need to stake tokens. But proof of authority, just one validator manager contract arranges the weights of validators. So you can whitelist your validators if you want, or you can distribute token incentives to attract more validators to your chain.
Okay, thank you. One more question. You didn't mention Solana at all, which is the most relevant chain at the moment. How would you, like, what makes Avalanche stand out over, say, Solana?
So I'm not an expert on Solana, to be honest, but as I said, you can launch your own chain and you can customize it. You can launch a smart contract, a program on Solana, right? Maximum you can do is that. On Avalanche, you can launch your own chain, and if you need, you can customize it as much as you want. There is no limit. You can customize the virtual machine. You can use your token as a gas token. That's the biggest difference.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Really cool. Any other questions? Don't be shy. Put up your hands. There's a question here.
Yeah, just talking about Avalanche and its use. And I know, of course, that's a very relevant chain for real-world asset tokenization. We have not heard anything about Fidelity partnership. And do you have any information more about this?
Even if I have the information about partnerships, I cannot share it.
Okay.
Like it's.
Well, we're gonna find out anyway. I have a question actually on behalf of CryptoHop, because what you are saying sounds very interesting. Now, as I mentioned in the short introduction I was giving, we are currently very close to relaunching the website. And like one dream that I have is that we help people, or we do it ourselves, to run our own nodes. For example, the CryptoHop Bitcoin node. So people could let a transaction run over there, and then we know how much Bitcoin you have. But then we know that like we are safe, and it's more private, and think about this whole philosophy of the sovereign individual and so on and so on. But what about Avalanche? Could we actually partake in running some nodes for the infrastructure as CryptoHop?
Yes, definitely. Anyone can run a node. It's like I think $30-40 server. It will be enough. Avalanche client Avalanche Go is very lightweight. You don't need thousands of dollars of machine. You can run a full node for just like $50 maximum server. But if you wanna be validator, you have to stake 2,000 AVAX. So it needs some staking. It needs some investment. But there is some L1s also you can be validate, and it has different needs. For example, there is one L1. You need to buy an NFT and stake that NFT, not NFT, validator NFTs. Also, there is some L1s you need to buy their token and stake. It's much cheaper than AVAX, of course. But for the Avalanche C chain, like primary network, you need at least stake 2,000 AVAX for be a validator. But if you wanna just issue your transaction using your node, or you wanna play around, you wanna develop something, you can run a full node for $50 server. You don't need to stake anything.
Okay, really cool. if there's any more questions, up with the hands. Question here.
You said you've done a hackathon with your team for L1 Beats, I think. How was it, and how was it any different from like hackathons, you know, from like Solana or other chains? Like, what did you do, and like, how was the process?
So it wasn't a team, it was just me. Last year in Ethereum DevCon Thailand, in like 2024, end of 2024, they made the side event in Ethereum DevCon Thailand. I was in there. I joined the hackathon just by myself. I created the first version of L1 Beat. It was very simple than this version. I won the hackathon. After, it was a small bounty. I didn't care about the money actually. It was just covering my travel expenses or something. After that, they introduced the grant program at 9,000, and they really pushed me to apply. So I think starting building in a hackathon is nice, because if you win, that means you are building something meaningful, and you win something. It's a good sign that you should continue. After that, I applied the grant program, and here we are. I get a grant, and probably I will raise some money this year during the investment rounds.
Much success to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and well done to making it in the hackathon. Okay, are we coming to an end with the questions? If you have a last question for Avalanche, now's your chance. If not, I will release you to the weather and the rain. I'm joking. We're going to stay around. It was great to have you. So happy to see you here in spite of the weather conditions. And we are going to be back next week with a state of the market and DeFi update by Fran, one of the directors of the Bit Research. So see you next week, and see you at the bar. Well, no, you can bit on the pronunciation of certain words, but like you did well. Good that you took it.